Hi everybody, you're welcome to Pt.19. This series, as usual, is for those that are Africans or those that believe in God. And the purpose is so that we can repent, for those that are in faith so they can remain in faith. So we went through over 20 reasons to believe that Jesus has returned already and that the millennial reign has taken place. There are some things we learned today. We would see a record of the end of the world. Giants were appearing on earth, they were flying in the skies. We will also see how the Romans supposedly recovered from territory breakaways and worldwide cataclysms. Also see superhuman acts that are credited to Vespasian and Titus that probably were not theirs. It was probably of a greater king that was reigning at the time. To make the best of this book, put just about every suspicion you have had about the Bible, put those suspicions on this book. Most part of it is lost. Many translators, it's the book that you should put those suspicions on. This is our reason 19, the whole book in itself. So this is one supernatural, superhuman thing that was credited to Vespasian. He said he healed two people. How did it happen? One having a withered hand and the other being blind. That sounds like what Jesus does. Now this is the cataclysm. A frightful and remarkable occurrence took place, for a great fire suddenly flared up at the very end of the summer in Campania. Campania is in Italy. It has inexhaustible fountains of fire, liquid fire, from the center of it. These phenomena usually occur there every year. Numbers of huge men, surpassing any human stature, such creatures, appeared on the mountain, in the surrounding country, in the cities, wandering over the earth. Sudden and violent earthquakes occurred, and the summits leaped into the air, and the sun was entirely hidden, as if eclipsed. Thus, day was turned into night, and light into darkness. And he said a sound as of trumpets were heard. Is that not familiar? While others believed that the whole universe was being resolved into chaos or fire. An inconceivable quantity of ashes was blown out. All fish and birds were destroyed. Furthermore, it buried two entire cities. Herculaneum, this is Herculaneum, look at bones of people. Consumed the temple Serapis. This is temple of Serapis in Ephesus, page 309. Indeed, the amount of dust taken was so great that it reached Africa, Syria, Egypt. It also reached Rome. The ashes brought a terrible pestilence upon them. Now look at this again. Are you sure this is Titus? Seriously? Titus was absent in Campania, was attending to the catastrophe. How do you attend to a catastrophe? Do you want to catch the mountain that is falling off of the sky? You suck up all the volcanoes, or you dig the buildings back up? The disaster seemed to not be of human but of divine origin. Compare what all we've been reading with these scriptures. Grievous sorrow was upon men. Kingdom of the beast, which is Rome really, was full of darkness. There was a great earthquake such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. It said here, every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And every stone about the weight of a talent, they fell on men that blasphemed God. Did he not say rocks fell on people? Ye which have followed me, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Yeshua. Verily I say unto you that, whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea. Aha! Why would anybody want to do that? Except when they are about to judge the world. Think about that. Now look at how the Roman Empire bounced back. Look at what Titus did. Another supernatural thing. Titus accordingly sent two ex-consuls. Okay, he sent them to Campania because he was not around. He had to just send two guys to go there and to supervise the restoration of the region. Seriously, see those fishes in the water? Just maybe raise them from the dead. You see the volcanoes, just pack them back into the mountain, and you see the dust, just blow some breeze and clear the dust off. Especially, oh yeah, the giants also, don't forget. The giants, just put them back in the ground or just employ them, give them something to do, and tell them to go back and stop scaring the people. Just two guys. How supernatural would that be if they are successful at all? Which of course they are, aren't they? Because the Roman Empire bounced back. By the way, Titus reigned just 2 years. So let's say this happened in the first year, in the second year it was good to go. How interesting. After Vespasian, Titus, forget it. Everything from here, from 11 to 84, is very questionable. Very, very, very questionable. Look at loops in history. The whole world, under the Roman sway, suffered disaster. The whole earth was upheaved. This is another one happening at a different time. So that's like 18 years after. An inconceivable amount of dust arose, so that it was impossible for one to see anything or to hear a word. Look at what it says here. This fragment is evidently out of place, but they just tried their best to put the books together. And because they think history must have continued and they couldn't have been eliminated from anywhere, they probably extrapolated a lot of things. So is this another loop, or did the Roman Empire survive this one too? The most frightful earthquake occurred and various cities were severely damaged. How many times do you want to keep renovating cities? Or fell in utter ruin? This is the very end of the book. So the rest of this book is also lost, just like the Tacitus book, apparently because of these cataclysms. It's exactly how this history they are reading must have looked like. the world history probably should be reviewed and there should be alternative timelines. And these are the things we'll be looking at in part 20.